Good afternoon and a belated welcome to Rebels Radio as you join us, and Ed Smith's on the edge, the right-hand edge of the box, and he shoots and he gets the ball back and he's flicked up in the air towards the far stick where Johnny Dyer was underneath it but couldn't get hold of it. Apologies for bringing you late into this game. We've had some technical issues. This is now a new broadcast, so hopefully you've all picked this up, and there is a new link that is now being sent. I'm hoping that you're hearing me loud and clear. Hopefully this will enable you to listen to this game. Mick, I would ask if you can please communicate that and let people know. If you can just search, let's just join you into what's happened in the game so far. We have played almost 50 minutes here at Holloway's Park, and Leighton lead 1-0, scored by Kieran Doherty after 11 minutes. It looked like a little bit of a defensive mix-up, potentially, with Somerville to blame, possibly, but there hasn't been much other input. Leighton have started quite brightly and are still now on the attack down the far left-hand side with their number 11, Bilal Hassan, on the far side. Going round Fraser, crossing a good ball back in, but blocked by Hollis, who returns the side for a Leighton corner. And Slough have been under a little bit of pressure, but there haven't been too many chances. And we're just waiting to see who's going to take this corner. It looks like it may well be the number 10, Don Masala, for Leighton. There hasn't been too many clear chances. Nice day here at Holloway's. And I'm just going to take a moment just to leave you. There's an effects mic in here just because I've got to sort out another technical problem. Bear with me. Can you hear us now, Paul, at all? I'm hoping that you might be able to. I can see that I do seem to be broadcasting, and I'm hoping that this is actually showing what is going on. I'm hoping that this is actually going out. Please tell me if you can hear this. Paul, I can see you're messaging a lot. I know there will be a slight delay. I can't sort the defence out. Hopefully this is now working for you. There's yet another attacking throw-in for Leighton on the far side. They lead 1-0 here at Holloway's. We have played 16 minutes the first half. Slough having started slightly sluggishly. And a long ball's pumped forward towards Scott Harris and Ed Smith up front, but it will go harmlessly through to Matt Griggs in the Leighton goal down to my left-hand side. Slough playing left to right in their all amber, navy and blue kit as Jamie McClure picks up a ball, flicks it through towards Ed Smith, but intercepted and volleyed back with great height to the goalkeeper, who deals with it, only headed as far clear as Johnny Dyer, who's playing out on the right midfield today. It is 1-0 to Leighton still. Sorry, Rock and Paul. Hopefully you can hear what is going on. Apologies for what's happened. There's been quite a vocal and interesting start over these first 16, 17 minutes. Apologies, we've had a microphone kind of failure. We've also got an effects mic out there, so you may be able to hear a little bit of wind, but that had nothing to do with a failure. It is just that we've had some slight issues with our Wirecast. Welcome to this Cala League Division 1 central match between Slough Town and Leighton Town. Slough wearing amber, navy and navy with number 1 Jake Somerville, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 Ryan Parsons, 4 and captain Dave Woozy, 5 Guy Hollis returning to the team, 6 Lee Rumbold, 7 Scott Harris, 8 James McClurg, 9 Ed Smith, 10 George Short and 11 Johnny Dyer. So a few changes there with Jamie McClurg and Lee Rumbold as normal in the middle of midfield, but with George Short out on left midfield, and at the moment Johnny Dyer right midfield with Scott Harris and Ed Smith up front. Leighton currently lead 1-0. We've played 18 minutes of the first half. The keeper's just been treated for an injury down to our left. That is Matt Griggs in the Leighton goal. As George Short wins a header in midfield, flicks it onto Ed, and Ed Smith flicks it in the direction of Scott Harris, but it doesn't quite follow through. And now Scott Harris is putting the defender under pressure as Slough are trying to inject some pace into the game. Lee Rumbold slashes the ball out right to Johnny Dyer, who flicks the ball on well, and is now up against it. Has a snapshot, but it sails over the bar and out the ground. That's the first ball out the ground today, and that's 18 minutes played. I will take you through the benches. On the bench for Slough, we have number 12, welcome Gareth Risbridger. Number 14, Jake Parsons. 15, Steve Duff. 16 Adam Cornell, and 18 Warren Harris. And for Leighton Town, in goal we have number 1 Matt Griggs, 2 Jamie Bather, 3 Jake Bowie, 4 Sean Bishop, 5 Warren Plowright, 6 and captain Enzo Silvestri, 7 goal scorer after 11 minutes Kieran Doherty, 8 Shane Bush, 9 Dennis Fenimore, 10 Dom Masala, 11 Bilal Hassan, and on the bench number 12 Gareth Chendlick, 14 Jerry Lyons, 15 Craig Massari, and 16 Enoch Swoof. And the referee today is Adrian Walters, and his 2 assistants are Mark Hounsell and Peter Meek. So yes, as ever, Slough are playing from right to left in this first half, down the hill in their amber, navy and blue short socks, with Leighton dressed in red shorts, red socks and red and white shirts, shooting up the hill towards the stand to our right, and have taken an early lead after 11 minutes. Kieran Doherty, the scorer. They haven't scored a huge amount of goals, only 7 in their last 6 games, so they're not free-flowing. As Guy Hollis comes back into the team and throws a long throw in to the edge of the box, and looks like Woos was taken down, but it's bobbling around in the air, and Jamie McClurg may have an opportunity to pull the trigger. Gets blocked, tries to cross in the second ball, and it's headed out for a corner on the left-hand side, as Slough now are trying to apply a bit of pressure. McClurg races over there to take the throw in on the left. We've also got a mic just outside the box that I'm in, just hopefully to give you a little bit more of the noise and shouting that's going on. If it's too windy, if it's too noisy, please let me know, or alternatively if it's muffled like Mick was. I'm here flying solo today, as the poor corner comes in, doesn't beat the front man, and Leighton try and break quickly, but Parsons cuts it out, and the ball is out of play down midway inside the Leighton half on their right back position. Leighton have last season they finished second from bottom and were due to be relegated, but because of a league restructure managed to stay in this division, and this season they're equally struggling. They're 18th currently, very perilously close to it, so it's a bit of a shock lead so far, and Slough, if they do have playoff ambitions, really need to get 3 points here today. It's a must-win game for them, so I'm sure they're going to throw absolutely everything at it, with a slightly different look team, with Dan Simpton released back to Met Police, with Guy Hollis returning into the team, Rummy's last game today, and obviously a new look front pairing of Scott Harris and Ed Smith for this game. As the free kick's taken long into the left back position, Parsons does well to head it clear, and then further cleared by Woos, who then finds it Scott Harris, but it gives the ball away cheaply, and now there's a long ball forward, and Somerville in his bright blue outfit right to the right hand corner keeps the ball in play and has a bit of urgency to just try and bring it back into his area. We have played 21 minutes of this first half, and it remains Slough Town 0, Leighton Town 1. A goal after 11 minutes by Kieran Doherty. I'm hoping you can all hear me very clearly. Please tell me, please contact me if there's any issues or problems. The conditions are good here. It's clouding over. There's grey cloud coming in, so I may expect there may be rain before the end of the game. But at the moment, the pitch is firm but quite bobbly, but there's a lot of sand coming up. As soon as any of the players are kind of kicking the ball, it's been sanded quite heavily, but there's a lot of grass on the pitch as the balls come out into the right wing channel, with Dave Woozy up against number 9, Dennis Fenimore, who cuts back inside and just has a look, and it's bobbling around on the edge of the box. Fenimore looks to pull the trigger, but blocked by Woos well, and Fraser cuts in well and gives the ball simply to Johnny Dyer, midway inside his own half. Carves the ball out left to McClurg, who's in a little bit of space. Passes a simple ball through to Scott Harris, who inside the edge of the left-hand box, and seemed to get shoved quite clearly in the back. And the defender's hacking away at him, and I'm not sure why the referee didn't give anything there, because it looked quite clear that the big centre-half, Scott Harris being as strong as he is, he was getting shoved in the back and got pushed over when he was trying to shield the ball. But the ball was cleared, and it's ended up out of play on the near side close to me, and it will be a throw-in to Slough Town. If you want to contact me at all, please do so, either through the chat room at or at MyFC Rebels Radio. If you want to tweet me, please let me know where you are, what you're doing, what you think so far of the game. I know, unfortunately, the commentary started a little bit late, and hopefully the effects mic will pick up some of the noise and atmosphere here in this interesting game that you wouldn't have bet. As a nice play, swift turn by Don Masala, the Leighton centre forward, on the midfield of the pitch, and he managed to get away from a couple of Slough defenders, but his ball through to the left was overhit, and it's through to Somerville. It's very bouncy out here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a really bobbly pitch as a long physical ball comes through from Leighton, who I'm sure are happy to just hang on to this lead. Into the left back position in front of me, and George Short trying to get in front of his man, but fails. So the ball isn't being played around with a lot of quality at the moment. There's a lot of effort and energy going out there, but it's spending a lot of time in the air and it's bouncing around. I don't think the pitch is really helping Slough style as Rumbold gets clattered in front of me, despite the protests from Shane Bush, and it will be a free kick to Slough, 15 yards inside their own half, 10 yards inside their own touchline. The management team stood both on the far side, arms crossed, thinking about what they can do right now, because Slough haven't created any real clear chances as yet. We have played 24 minutes of this first half as the long ball's forward. Short flicks it on in the direction of Ed Smith, but cut out there well by the defenders. And Bather has the opportunity to clear just up the line to Masala. Masala holding it well and inside. Short pass to Bush. Bush back, but Bush gives it away and Rumbold wins the ball well but runs into traffic and gives the ball away. It's all a little bit messy here. Hollis returning into the side after he got 90 minutes for Badshot Lee on Tuesday night in the Combined Counties League in their match against away at Alton, where he impressed by all accounts. Some other big games in the division today. Rugby are at home to Egham. I believe they're 1-0 up. Northwood host Beaconsfield. Kettering should get 3 points against Chalfont, and equally Daventry at Chertsey should get 3 points. Barton hosting Potters Bar. Again, there doesn't look to be a lot of points there available. There seems to be a lot of fixtures that you'd expect to go with the flow. So at the moment, Slough should theoretically, by form, be winning this game. They trail 1-0, but they're on the attack here on the far side with Johnny Darr holding up the ball. Lee Rumbold drives in across. It's out Scott Harris's feet. He swivels and turns, and the bobbled shot goes into the keeper's arms as he dives to his right-hand side. He didn't get an awful great connection on that pitch, and Leighton are let off the hook there a little bit. It's just starting to get a bit dark here. It's clouding over even more. No rain as yet, but we just have to see how this is going to develop as the ball's back to Fraser, and Fraser clips the ball up the line, but it's cut out well. Leighton are winning a lot of the challenges and ball as Hollis is in a battle over there and loses out to the large centre forward of Fenimore. Fenimore pulls the ball back and the long ball goes forward, which Woos deals with well. Ball's bobbling around the midfield, but Rumbold, as ever, wins it well in the air. Passes it short to McClurg. McClurg then into play with Scott Harris. Out to Johnny Darr on the right. Forward towards Ed Smith, but cut out well by Plowright at the back there for Leighton. Ball spending a lot of time bouncing and bobbling around as Johnny Darr on the right midfield is having a battle in there to keep the ball, but Leighton come away with the ball and ball clipped into the far corner, but plenty of time for Hollis to run back, safely guide it back to Somerville, and Somerville on the edge of his 18-yard box clears it out left to Parsons. Parsons under a little pressure gives it back to Somerville. Got to be careful of the bobble here, and Jake now under pressure clears the ball right outfield to Johnny Dye, who gets on his bike but cut out well by the left back Bowie just up the line short, but there's some physical tackles and plenty of tackles going in there. Lots of players going off their feet as Leighton come away with it. On halfway, right side of the pitch. Now cutting back inside. Nice ball through towards it, but Guy Hollis reads the ball well, intercepts well, and McClurg picks it up now. McClurg back to George Short in the left back position. Simple free kick given away there, and it will give a chance for a breather. So we have played 26 minutes of the first half here. Slough trail 1-0 in this game that they really need to be taking 3 points out of it. They haven't really got out of second gear as yet. Suttonville, very close in front of us here, is looking to see where he's going to drive this ball. People are calling for it on the far side. Scott Harris and Rumbold underneath it. Scott Harris going up with the keeper. The keeper does very well, comes above Scott Harris and one of his own defenders and claims the ball, and so the chance comes to Nout. So interesting to see. Let's have some of your thoughts, please. Let's contact us, ask any questions that you want to know, or contact, as there's an opportunity there, but Rumbold comes back well, cuts it out, gets fouled in the process by Shane Bush as he's trying to guide the ball back to Somerville, and Somerville will quickly take this free kick. Contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio or through the chat room. I hope wherever you are listening in the world, you are enjoying the commentary, and hopefully as the ball breaks on the edge of the Leighton box, McClurg lines up a shot, but it gets charged down only as far as Johnny Darr on the right-hand edge of the box, crosses the ball in. McClurg flings himself at it, but goes over his head. Ball now breaks for Leighton, but Parsons comes back, seems to get fouled, but the referee's playing advantage, didn't see it as a free kick. Leighton advancing over the right-hand edge, clipped the ball into the corner, but Hollis, using his pace as ever, tries to guide the ball out, and it is a just taken off his toes there by Masala, and it's a throw on to Slough, far in right-hand corner, and it remains Slough Town 0, Leighton Town 1. So Leighton winning as McClurg. There seemed to be an awful lot of delay there, but it's come back. The ball, McClurg was about to advance through midfield and over to the far side, but it was called back because the throw on the near side appeared to go in and come out before George Short managed to head the ball and keep it in play. So we have played 29 minutes here at Holloway's Park. It's slightly breezy, the clouds coming in, and there's a little bit of grass and sand on it. People are angry about this time wasting that Leighton are already doing so early on in the game. Hopefully you can hear a little bit through the effects mic, and hopefully there's not too much interesting language for you all there. I apologies if there is, as Ed Smith challenges for a ball on halfway. Ball gets kicked hopelessly long by Leighton, and it's now out for a throw into Slough, once again down in the far right-hand corner in front of me, which looks like Parsons will take, but Leighton seem to come here with a game plan to frustrate and upset Slough, and they snuck a goal lead, and they're now quite happy to sit there and defend it. I'm hoping you can all hear me on the new link. There is a new link. It'd be really useful if someone could tweet it out there with our hashtag on there, so that anyone else who follows on Twitter can find the new link. Just getting some feedback that some people are still struggling a little bit to find us. Obviously, the original channel has now gone, and we've got a new broadcast. So Johnny Dyer wins a ball on halfway, and then there looks to be a little reaction there, and the Leighton player rolls around on the floor, but then as soon as he realises nothing's happening, he gets up as McClurg picks it up and halfway, and then seems to get fouled once again by Masala. There's quite a few pernickety little fouls coming in here and there, and Slough want to speed the game up, just try and edge a little bit more into this game, as the referee's just calming players down and just saying, yeah, let's just wait, let's just count to 10 and see how this develops. So Parsons on almost dead level on the centre spot, the only Slough player in his half bar the keeper, Jake Somerville, looking to try and create a bit of an angle for this free kick as he's going to launch it long. The sun just comes out behind the clouds, chips through, edge of the 18-yard box. Leighton header, but second header from Johnny Dyer. It's out on the right by Ed Smith, bounced cross into the ball, cleared by Leighton, headed back in by Fraser, flicked on by Shaw, and just beyond the reach of Scott Harris and safely into Griggs' arms. So Griggs once again with the ball in his hands, frustrating Slough at the moment for this first half an hour of play here, as Slough trail 1-0 to Leighton. Parsons underneath this long clearance, and Short little touch through to McClurg, who opens his body out well, plays Johnny Dyer in on the right, short pass to Scott Harris to McClurg, and McClurg's pass through is overhit, but that was better football, better intentions by Slough then. A little bit of frustration coming out from some of the fans here. I'm not sure this is what they expected after half an hour here at Holloway's on what is a nice, good footballing afternoon. The pitch is quite heavy and quite hard and bobbly, and there's a little bit of talk here because Ed Smith just stood near the keeper, and the keeper held on to it an awful long time as Hollis heads the ball out, and it nearly hits us. There we go. As you can see, it very nearly hit me as it came very close here. It would be really good to hear where you're listening from, what's going on, and what your thoughts are of both the team selection for today. Obviously a very different look team for Slough, with Hollis back in now, the back four, and Johnny Dyer putting a shift in at right midfield. George Short again to the left as Leighton attacking the area and coming into the right-hand area, tries to cross the ball again, but hooked clear by Woos, and then headed through once back into Somerville's arms, and Somerville immediately clears it long right towards Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer underneath it, puts a challenge in, picked up by Rumbold. Rumbold attacking through, great ball out to the right to Ed Smith, right-hand edge of the box, looking to run at the defender, cuts inside on his left foot shot, unfortunately high and wide, but this is better from Slough, a little bit more progress in here, and they seem to be a bit more positive in their movement and intentions, so it'll be interesting to see if this can amount to anything. We've got two balls on the pitch at the moment because one was returned over the fence with a little bit of interest, as the Slough fans are very quiet. They haven't had a lot to shout about now. The sun's come out and it's in our eyes at the moment. Leighton aren't in any rush. They seem to be taking their time all this time at the moment. We have played 33 minutes. It remains Slough Town 0, Leighton Town 1. An 11th minute header from Kieran Doherty, separating the sides as a long ball goes through towards Ed Smith. But it's just overhit again. It's just not quite coming off for Slough at the moment. They're getting a little bit frustrated amongst themselves. The managers are pacing up and down, arms folded, just thinking of what they need to do, what they need to tell the lads at half time, as Slough aren't playing anywhere near their best here. Hollis heads the ball clear to Short, who plays in Parsons, just down in front of me, 10 yards inside his own half, looks for a long left-footed ball up the line towards Scott Harris, who's arm in arm with the centre-back of Sean Bishop. Quick throw there, back to Short. Short inside his own, just inside the Leighton half, on halfway, back to Woos. Woos on halfway, left-footed, plenty of time, looking for some options. Doesn't have many. Passes it short to McClurg. McClurg turns brilliantly. Passes the ball out right back position. Fraser in front of the dugouts. A misplaced pass there though, and Leighton may have the opportunity to attack if they can get the ball in. But it comes to nothing as there's a long ball played down the line, and it will be a Slough throw on the far right hand side, probably somewhere around the halfway line, and it remains Slough Town 0, Leighton Town 1. And on the balance of play, I'm not sure that Leighton are really worth the win, but they capitalised on what seemed to be a mistake. I must admit I didn't see it very clearly because I was in the process of trying to sort out a technical issue, so I'm not going to claim exactly what the goal was like. I just saw unfortunately Doherty wheel away in celebration. It looked like he may have headed the ball, and it was it beat Somerville anyway, but it sounded from the fans talking around us as if it was a little bit frustrating and a soft goal to give away. There haven't been any other clear chances from Leighton, and at the moment they just seem to be doing a job of coming here and frustrating us. Fraser hooks the ball clear left in the middle of the field. Scott Harris is interested underneath. It seems to be getting climbed on by Bishop, but ball cleared now along by Leighton. Rumbold in midfield, plenty of time on there, but ball headed against one of the defenders, and then that looked like a terrible tackle there, a late tackle coming in on the right hand side by Hassan, almost in front of the dugouts on Fraser. Looked a little bit clumsy, and so it'll be a Slough free kick, almost 10 yards inside the Leighton half. The big players going forward with Woos upfield, Short upfield, as the ball's played in by Fraser towards the back stick, and the referee has already stopped play to give a free kick, and Jamie McClurg's just in his ear awarded a free kick to Leighton there on the edge of the box as soon as the free kick was delivered in. So interesting to see the referee's interpretation of some of these, because there was a strong challenge earlier in the half which looked very similar on Scott Harris in the box, and nothing was given there, nothing was awarded, perhaps because it was in the penalty area, but quite happy there to give a defensive free kick. As the ball flicked on there in midfield by Leighton, and Leighton are certainly come here with intent to play, as McClurg and Rumbold between them win the ball back. Johnny Dyer flicks a ball through towards Scott Harris, but not quite on the same wavelength, and the ball's possession's being given away cheaply here by both teams as Woos picks it up inside his own half, passes the ball out right along the ground to Sean Fraser, who clips the ball up the line long towards Scott Harris, but Leighton seem to be first to all these challenges at the moment, and a great turn there by Leighton. Leighton running at the Slough defence. Coming across the pitch is Masala. Masala plays the ball in, and a great challenge by a superb challenge by Hollis there in the box that needed to be timed expertly as Shane Bush broke through. But now George Short plays a great ball through to Scott Harris, who cuts the ball inside, but just got beaten off the ball there by Bishop. So he got beaten by Bishop, and it remains a Slough throw. But that was a great chance there for Leighton, as Leighton attacked with pace, and Bush was just breaking into the edge of the box, probably 14-15 yards out, and Hollis timed that challenge perfectly and took the ball and not the man. There was a few Leighton players unhappy and shouting at it, but it was a great tackle, and if it had been mistimed, it would have been a spot kick to Leighton. So we have played 37 minutes here at Holloway's Park. The sun is out, it's shining, and Slough have a corner which Parsons will take from the left. Outswinger, low driven corner towards the edge of the box, but cleared easily by Leighton, and now the ball's oofed upfield, and Fraser has plenty of time to get past the ball back to Somerville as all players make their way up out of the Leighton half, and Somerville now in his own goal area clears the ball long and right towards Johnny Dyer, and there's two players underneath it, both Harris and the Leighton player, and the free kick goes Slough's way. Slough, it's all a bit messy. There's a certain lack of a little bit of a lack of quality at the moment, so we'll have to see how this now develops as the ball's played into the box low. Missed. Ed Smith has a great chance. And it's saved by the keeper with his feet as he was going the wrong way. The ball found its way through to Harris and Smith in the box. Harris very unselfishly played the ball to Smith, and Smith had a great shot, but the keeper, Griggs, did very well with his stuck out his right foot as the ball was going towards the right corner and flicked the ball away. So it'll be a second Slough corner. Slough applying a little bit of pressure here now as Parsons signals for the corner, drives the outswinger out, edge of the box, but again headed away by Leighton. Rumbold, pass cut out, intended for Parsons on the left, and once again Masala, Masala on the ball with Parsons. Parsons just does well, wins the free kick, throws it back to Fraser, who's just inside his own half, looks to drive a ball across, but that should be easy for Griggs, and Griggs has the ball in his hands, and Slough's pressure comes to an end just at the moment. So let's hope that Slough can capitalise on this before the break. We have played almost 40 minutes here at Holloway's. It remains Slough Town 0, Leighton Town 1. Rumbold passes the ball out to Fraser. Fraser dinks it through towards Johnny Dyer, but beaten to the ball there. But once again, Fraser wins the ball. Fired forward. Not a lot of quality or hope in some of this Slough play at the moment. It seems to be a bit hit it and hope. It's being played in the air a little bit too much. As a low pass comes through to Scott Harris, and he drives the equaliser in, and that is Slough 1, Leighton 1, and they kept the ball on the deck there, and there was a great pass through. I think it was by McClurg, found Scott Harris in space on the right hand edge of the box, and then just drilled a low shot across the keeper into the far left corner of the goal, and so it is now Slough 1, Leighton 1. Hooray! And so Scott Harris marks his return to the starting lineup with a goal after 40 minutes. So that is just what the doctor ordered as far as Slough are concerned. That now let's hope that they can kick on and get back into this game, as the fans are starting to make their way back up towards the other end, looking for a half-time cup of tea, as Johnny Dyer comes in with a cracking tackle, and then someone absolutely clatters Ed Smith, and Ed Smith's rolling around, writhing in agony. Both managers have their hands out as Ed Smith's still on the floor. McClurg with the ball. Passes it out right towards Johnny Dyer. Sean Fraser on the ball. Goes to cross the ball. Looks like it's a handball. The ball's now out on pitch, and Ed Smith is still down. What looks like a lot of pain, as I can just see rain starting to spit down on the pitch. It looked like a very, very strong tackle there by Captain Silvestri, almost two-footed on Ed Smith, and Ed Smith still lying crumpled in a heap. And the Slough players aren't very happy at all. Woos is going and having a word. Johnny Dyer's going and having a word. And the linesman is having some banter just here with some of the near supporters. Hopefully you might be able to hear some of that. At half time, I will hopefully be going off air, but I might well play the John Underwood interview. For those of you who haven't heard it, stay tuned, and you may be able to listen to John Underwood's interview of what happened, what he thought of the Daventry game, etc. And I may leave the other open mic on just so that you can hear what's going on. But that was a timely goal there for Slough. So it is Slough Town 1, Leighton Town 1. Probably a fair score at the moment, with Slough coming back into this the second part of the first half a little bit stronger, and were rewarded when Scott Harris converted simply from the edge of the box with a low driven shot which went down to the keeper's right into the bottom corner of the net. Ed Smith is now up on his feet and he's hobbling away. The managers are gesturing fervently to see what happens, but Smith's going to have to make his way off the pitch now. Treated by Kev as we watch this now, and the ball's just being replaced, I think, and we await the resumption of play down in the Leighton half with a throw-in, which it looks like, I think Guy Hollis is going to take a long throw-in. Guy Hollis with his long throw-in is useful, so it's level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the far side. Hollis leaning back against the wall to get the maximum trajectory. Woos has gone forward and it's aimed in his direction, and Woos heads the ball just up in the air, short underneath it now. Woos for a second time, right foot volley in the direction of the goal, hooked into the direction of the goal, but comes out onto the edge of the box, left hand edge of the box. Rumbold on the ball, chips the ball through, cleared once again by Leighton. Guy Hollis goes smashing in, and the ball's cleared out to the right, where Ed Smith, now back on the pitch, has got the ball, right hand edge of the box. Plays a simple ball through to Rumbold, who's in space. Bad first touch. Clips the ball through into Scott Harris, but the defender's taking no chances there and hooks it behind for a corner kick to Slough. Slough in the ascendancy here. They need to make this pay. Thank you to those people who have tweeted out the link. Please retweet it if you can, if possible, because it's changed the link, and it is now a corner which Ryan Parsons is making his way up. So it's on the far side. A left footer will curl the ball in. And can Slough nick a second just before half-time? We've played 44 minutes here at Holloway's. It remains Slough Town 1, Leighton Town 1, but Slough have an attacking corner. Lofted up towards the far stick. There's plenty of bodies in the box. It's bobbling around in there. There's appeals, there's challenges, and it ends up that the ball goes out on the left-hand side, and it would appear to be a Slough throw. It looked like there was appeals for handballs, fouls. There was a big scrum in there, as opposed to some of these corners where there seems to be quite a bit of order and decorum. It certainly looks like there's just an absolute mess. It's almost like junior football at some stages. As one fan doesn't sound very happy at all and perhaps needs his half-time milk, as Parsons has made his way all the way over to the far side to have this corner, now an outswinger from the left-hand side. Drilled low, headed forward by Rumbold, bobbling around in the box, blocked by Woos. Woos still in there battling around, gets crumbled. Nothing doing by the linesman, and it's a throw to Leighton as all of Slough appeal, and the fans behind the goal to our left aren't very happy, I think, so far with Mr. Waters' display as we enter the final minute of this first half. And there will be quite a bit of injury time, I would think, at the end of this first half, because there's been a couple of stoppages here and there. Apologies once again for the lack of commentary initially. We've had some technical issues, but hopefully now they are all resolved and we are coming through loud and clear. Please contact us either through the board or alternatively at MyFC Rebels Radio. Tweet us and let us know what's going on. As Slough once again have another attacking throw. Guy Hollis with it. Long throw in towards the near post. Keeper's underneath it but misses it. It's bobbling around in the box. There's a scramble. Short tries to have an effort. Left foot effort by, it looks like, Woos. And that is a second goal for Slough on the on the brink of half-time with a left foot. The ball bobbling around in the area and hooked clear with his left foot. And I believe that was captain Dave Woozy with one of his first goals of the season. Perhaps it might be his second or third, but that makes the score Slough Town 2, Leighton Town 1.
45th minute by number 5, Dave Woozy.
So that is a much more appetising score now for Slough. It is Slough Town 2, Leighton Town 1, and we approach the half-time whistle, which I'm sure will be much better for Slough now, and the manager, the half-time team talk from Bakes and Unders might be very different, but Slough now under a little bit of pressure here as Leighton attack deep into the first half. A lofted ball through, Parsons underneath it, Parsons hooks the ball clear, and Rumbold's now got work to do, and he's just battling in there well and blocks the ball out, and it's a throw into Leighton almost immediately in front of us, but having a good battle in there with Doherty in the middle of midfield with the goal scorer for Leighton. Now Parsons down the left-hand side. Leighton still just applying a bit of pressure now. It's kicked them back into life. Bather with the ball, with the throw, pass it straight up the line. George Short defending up against Masala, cleared by Woos. Back into the box there, but hooked clear long by Woos, and that might be that for the first half. As Slough look to close this first half out with the remaining the 2-1 lead, as the ball's now up on halfway with McClurg on it, bobbling around in there, but Rumbold wins the ball, wins the free kick. As ever, he goes flying into the tackle with his speed and his finesse. He just beats the other player, and there's a nice moment there where the two sixes kind of acknowledge one another as they do, and acknowledge that Rummy deserved that. And there's plenty of Slough players just around this free kick, 5 yards inside the Leighton half, centre of the pitch. The clouds are starting to disappear as the sun beats through them, and Parsons stands over this free kick, left-footed, clips the ball towards the far post. Harris underneath it, but the ball comes out to left-back position, and it looks like Bluey will have an opportunity to clear up the line, but well blocked there by Johnny Dyer, working hard in this first half down that right. Rumbold also holding them in there, penning them back in there, making them play down there. Johnny Dyer and Rumbold working hard, but Leighton come away with the ball, and now they have the opportunity to attack. But Guy Hollis does well, breaks the play up, passes the ball back simply to Woos. Woos, aerial ball through, and that is that for the first half. What started less satisfactory with both a technical error and also a little bit of a mix-up in the defence, with Leighton taking the lead after 11 minutes, but Slough coming back strongly in the last 10 minutes of the half, with Scott Harris scoring on 40 minutes and Dave Woos in the scramble in the box, clipping the left foot through a crowd of players and into the goal to mean that it's Slough Town 2, Leighton Town 1 half-time score, and I hope to join you all in a few moments. But please bear with us, and I hope that it would be useful if you can all listen to the John Underwood interview from earlier in the week. Good evening and welcome to a Rebels radio broadcast following the match at Daventry at the weekend. Looking forward to hopefully a victory against Leighton. I'm joined by joint manager John Underwood.
Evening, John.
You've had time to reflect on Daventry. How did you make it? What did you make of it?
Very disappointing in the end. Pleased with the performance. Obviously, when you concede in the 94th minute, as it was in the end, it was heartbreaking. Really, the lads put a lot of effort into the game. It was going to be a massive win for us, and we had to settle for a point. So it was a real kick in the teeth, and we're very disappointed on the coach on the way home. But you can't let these things get you down for too long. We've got 9 games left, so we've got that out of our system now, and we draw a line under it, and we go on to the next one.
What did you make of the refereeing? I know there was a bit of controversy about how long he played and what was going on. Did you think he affected the game?
I spoke to him. I spoke to him because he was going to add 3 minutes, and it was over 94 when they scored. But I'd prefer not to kind of go into the referee. To be honest, there were things we could have done to prevent the goal ourselves. You can argue all day long, should he have played as long as he did, but he did, and as I say, there are things that we could have done to stop them getting the chance in the first place. We could have, the free kick was a soft one to give away. Jake had the ball in his hands, and it wasn't the best of kicks from him, which then came straight back at us. That says, I think we prefer to look at the things we could have done differently rather than focus on the referee. So it was a disappointing goal to give away, but when we've got 20 odd players in a penalty area and a ball was played in with good quality, there's always a chance the ball can fall for them, and it did. So just one of those things.
Was the draw a fair result?
No, I thought we edged it. I know their manager thought it was a fair result. I think that's quite normal that 2 different management teams have a different view of it. I think they thought they should have had a penalty. We thought we should have had one. They thought our second goal shouldn't have been allowed. I think the video we saw showed that it should have been. So, you always get a difference of opinion. Our feeling was that we did enough to win the game throughout the second.
2 points lost rather than 1 gained.
Yeah, once we got ourselves in front, I thought we held them at bay. I don't think Jake made a save. So from that point of view, we felt we were worth a 2-1. But it was a tight game. They always are with Daventry. So but it was 2 points dropped in the end for us.
And then moving on, Tuesday, a lot of the squad that haven't been playing that regularly or coming back from injury got some game time. I understand you went down and watched. How did it all go?
Yeah, me and Bakes went down and watched. They bad shot Lee, who in the combined counties, we know the manager well there, and he got 5 of our players a game, which was really good for them. So Ben Edwards and Guy, who've been out since Christmas, got their first games. Steve Duff, who's obviously barely played this year, got a game. Adam Cornell, who's not featured a lot recently, played, and young Seb Costello as well. And we were really pleased. It was all 5 of them showed great attitude. They worked ever so hard. They did the right things. Probably the highlight, I'd say, was Guy Hollis, who's a big player for us, and he came through the game completely unscathed. He looked outstanding. Looked fit and strong, and that's a real plus. Now we can bring him back in.
Okay, so now moving forward, what else has happened in the squad during the week? You've signed a new player?
We've signed Gareth Risbridger. Yeah, Riz has been training with us on and off for about 4 or 5 weeks now. He's done a few of the warm-ups at games. He's trained when he can. He trained twice last week, and he's just training again tonight. And he's a quality player. He's been a quality player in the Conference South for the last 10 years. He was a pro in his early days. So he's a fantastic player. He's been out for 18 months. That's the only issue with him. So we're trying not to rush him. Bakes and I know him well. He's a good lad. He knows some of our boys. He was with Woos and Warren at Staines, and he knows a few of the lads who are based around Bracknell. He knows them. So he's fitted in really well. He's a class player. I think we just hope we can get get him to the point where he can start a game this year. I mean, we're going to initially look to have him on the bench and see if we can introduce him that way. Some of it's going to be a bit of confidence for him, having been out 18 months, but he's training really well, and hopefully it'll be a really good signing for us.
Will he automatically kind of come into the reckoning as soon as Rummy goes, as this is Rummy's last game at the weekend?
Well, yeah, we plan to put him on the bench Saturday, and see how the game goes as to whether we can involve him. So yeah, I mean, in terms of numbers, he's replacing Rummy, but he's not. He's not at the position physically where Rummy was, who's been playing week in, week out. So, but we've got George, who's come into the side again, who he's starting to find his form again, and he's quite capable of filling that role. So yeah, Riz, there won't be pressure on Riz to come in and start games immediately, but we're hoping he'll have an impact sooner rather than later. And
any other news on the 7-day approaches that were made?
Yeah, we think we're going to get one more in after the weekend, so we'll hopefully have some news on that on Monday. Yeah, there's one we're pretty confident we'll get, and I think that'll be us done then. We're very happy with the squad we've got. We just want to make sure that we're well covered in all areas, just in case we pick up some injuries. So, yeah, like I say, obviously can't say too much, but we're hopeful we'll get one in at the beginning of next week.
And looking forward to Leighton, what do you make of their challenge to you on Saturday? Obviously, one of the few teams to have taken points off Slough earlier in this season away from home.
Yeah, we didn't play well at Leighton earlier in the season. They worked ever so hard. They scored the winner. It was 1-0. They scored a winner right at the end. So yeah, it was one of our poorer displays this season, but they worked ever so hard and defended very well that day. So obviously we know they're at the lower end of the table, but that doesn't mean we're going to take them lightly. I think we'd be pretty stupid to take them lightly, having been beaten by them once. So we won't be doing that. We'll treat it like any other game, and they beat Marlow 4-2 last week, so they're no mugs, and there aren't any mugs in this league. You've only got to look at the results at the moment. Teams are beating each other. Even the teams in the bottom six are beating top sides. So no, we'll approach it as a massive game, as each of these last 9 are, and hopefully we can get the win.
And finally, you did the half marathon on Sunday. Very hot temperatures. How did you get on?
I did, yeah. It went well. I completed it in 1 hour 50. I'd done the Reading one 2 weeks ago in 1:56. So yeah, I was pleased to improve on my time. We managed to raise over £1,000 for leukemia and lymphoma research. So anyone who's listening who donated, thanks ever so much. Very much appreciated. It's a great cause. So I'm really pleased to be able to raise that sort of money for a great charity like that.
Well done to you on Sunday, and hopefully looking forward to 3 points at the weekend. Thank you very much for your time. I know you're a hungry boy. You want to get off to Nando's, get some dinner.
Yeah, we're off for a bit of a team bite to eat now. So thanks, John, and I'll see you at the weekend.
Cheers. Good evening, and welcome to a Rebels radio broadcast following the match at Daventry at the weekend. Looking forward to hopefully a victory against Leighton. I'm joined by joint manager John Underwood.
Evening, John.
You've had time to reflect on Daventry. How did you make it? What did you make of it?
Very disappointing in the end. Pleased with the performance. Obviously, when you concede in the 94th minute, as it was in the end, it was heartbreaking. Really, the lads put a lot of effort into the game. It was going to be a massive win for us, and we had to settle for a point. So it was a real.
Right, anyway, enough of that. Hopefully you've heard that score, that interview now come all the way through. As you just joined me as the players are about to come out for the second half, and I have been joined by... What are you going to call yourself today? Hang on. I've been joined by a mystery guest. You can leave the door open, mate, it's all right. I've got a friend for the second half. This is brilliant, everybody. I don't smell that much, Mick, despite what you say. I'll just take you through some of the other half-time scores that are out there, ladies and gents. Apologies for the technical issues earlier that we had. Northwood 0, Beaconsfield 0. We have Rugby 2, Egham 1. Aylesbury 2, Marlow 0. North Greenford 0, St Ives 1. And Barton a 0-0. Chertsey 0, Daventry 0. So there's a fair few results going our way in the rest of the division. Hayes won, Royston won, Chertsey, as I said, 0-0 with Daventry. So a lot of those other scores going our way. Kettering are also 0-0 with Chalfont. So it's very interesting times out there. I'm hoping you can all hear me. Oh, what's going on? Great interview, thanks. Oh, well, that's good. I am joined by a young Mr. Mark Betts, who's just sorting himself out. He's very kindly offered to come in and do a bit of summarising for the second half. Have you brought your sunglasses? Well, he has. Well, he's just fallen over, to be fair. For those of you who don't know Betsy, he looks a little bit like a shorter, slightly wider John Underwood. Although today he's having a few issues with his eyes. I'm not quite sure what's going on with his eyes, but yeah. Welcome. How are you, Mark?
Not too bad, self.
Yeah, I'm all right. Hopefully you can all hear us. Please let us know either way if you can or can't hear us. So, Betsy, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you up to?
At the moment, I'm working with the academy that we got here at Slough Town Football Club. Obviously do the under-18s and around the first team as much as I can.
And what role do you take amongst the team? Are you organ grinder? Are you monkey? Are you a bit of everything?
A bit of everything, really. When it comes to the first team, I just like to be there for John and Neil. I think they're two great guys. The lads they've got on board this year have been superb. So yeah, it's just another set of eyes and another opinion and another view on the game for them.
And you've been around a bit, it's fair to say.
Yeah, well, I think if you have a look at me, I probably look like I have been around for a little while, but
Well, hopefully Gary might get a photo of it later. I don't think we could tweet. Unless you want to take a photo and tweet it, I don't know.
Can we do that?
We can probably do that at some
Okay,
point.
we'll see what we can do.
We'll try and get a photo out so that you can all see what the beautiful Betts looks like. Slough have made their way out onto the pitch now for the second half. They seem to be standing in what is now a sunny afternoon here at Holloway's. It's quite nice. We're waiting Leighton coming out. There's a few people just finishing off the burgers. Have you had a burger?
No,
No
I
burgers.
tend to have that at the end of the game,
You
only
tend-
if we win.
I can tell by your figure you watch your weight, don't you?
I do, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. I'll just take you through the teams. I don't think there's been any changes as a result at the end of the first half. Ed has been cropped a few times, but it's not unlike Ed to have a little lie down every now and then, is it?
No, unfortunately, he was stamped on. It was a late tackle. It was quite a naughty one, really. So, in all fairness, I know Ed does like a little lay down, a little roll down occasionally, but yeah, he was definitely stamped on.
Yeah, so that's something that Mr. Waters missed. Also, there looked like there was quite a clear shove on Hatchet down there in the far left-hand corner.
Yeah, definitely. I think that could have been a penalty. The one on Woos, I mean, I think the guy's just caught him and Woos has gone over, but definitely the one on Hatchet was definitely a penalty.
As the Leighton players are just starting to make their way out to the team, I'll take you through the two teams as yet. It doesn't look like there's any changes for Slough at the moment, but so you've got number 1 Jake Somerville, number 2 Sean Fraser, 3 Ryan Parsons, 4 and captain Dave Woosley, although I actually think he's wearing number 5. Number 5, although I think he's wearing number 4, Guy Hollis.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Lee Rumbold in his last game before he ventures off to America. 6 Lee Rumbold, 7 Scott Harris, 8 Jane McClurg, 9 Ed Smith, 10 George Short and 11 Johnny Dyer. And the two scorers in the first half for Slough were Scott Harris with a nicely worked finish, a kind of low shot, as you'd coach any person to do, aiming for the far post.
Yeah.
Keeper really didn't have much of a chance, did he?
No, it was a quality strike. I mean, obviously Scott is, when the ball gets it at his feet, it does stick. And he's a strong lad. He's turned to hit it on the turn. Perfect strike, straight in the bottom corner.
And then an almighty scramble for the second goal, which was rifled home through the crowd of players with his left foot, the old aged, cultured left foot of Woos.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What can I say? But yeah, no, great strike. Pretty similar to Cahill's goal the other night, but just slightly further out.
Yes, and I'll just take you through the Leighton team there, wearing all red, and will be shooting away from the shed end. They'll be shooting right to left in this half, down the hill. Our referee, Mr. Waters, is just getting himself ready to get the player started. There just seemed to be Jamie McClurg just having a little word with the referee at half-time, as we have more fans coming in to say hello. A certain Mr. Hollis's dad's coming to give his abuse and feelings, but I think he's the draw of the cigarettes taking him away from us. Must say hello to Trent. Hope you're having a good stag do wherever you are. Don't break any chairs or fall over like you do here.
Yes.
And
I hope you've parred a few, Trent.
as the Leighton team, number 1 Matt Griggs in goal, 2 Jamie Bather, 3 Jake Brewy, 4 Sean Bishop, 5 Warren Plowright, 6 Enzo Silvestri, he's the captain. Number 7 a goal scorer Kieran Doherty, 8 Shane Bush, 9 Dennis Fenimore, 11 Dom Masala and 10 Dom Masala and 11 Bilal Hassan. And I don't think either team has made any changes here, as we're just awaiting the start of the second half. Mr. Waters is just doing a bit of counting, checking his 2 assistants in play. Slough fans have made their way to the right-hand edge, and we're off as the ball is played immediately deep into the Slough territory with an easy header cushioned back to Jake Somerville by Fraser, as Somerville in his blue kit hits it out towards us, but too much on it for Johnny Dyer, and the ball goes out. What did you make of the first half, Mark?
I thought the first 30 minutes we were not with it. We weren't up with the pace. We were lazy. We wasn't working as a unit. But I think after the 30th minute, I think we started working as a unit, playing some good football, looking after the ball. The proof was in the pudding for the last 15 minutes of the game where we got the 2 goals.
Yes, and do you think 2-1 was a fair score at half-time?
I believe so, yeah. I mean, I think if we stay disciplined and start working as a unit, I think we should go on to win the game convincingly. But if we take our foot off the gas, we could find ourselves, like happened at Daventry last week, getting right the way to the 93rd minute and end up walking away with a point.
We don't want any of that squeaky bum time again.
No, not today.
And to be fair, I don't think Leighton are quite as good quality as Daventry were in terms of being able to come forward or having the resources on the bench. But they're certainly up for a fight and a battle. As McClurg picks up the ball, lofts it into the Leighton box, but headed clear
by the Bishop.
By the Bishop.
Yeah,
the Bishop
the Bishop's just bashed it away.
The Bishop has just bashed it away. As Ed Smith down in the Burger Van corner has managed to win a Slough throw-on. And our old friend is just coming past in front of us in his check outfit. Let's say hello to him, see if we get any sort of reaction. No,
he doesn't want to wave. Okay.
No one's playing today. As the Slough fans just making their way back to their positions for the half. As George Short stings in a cross, which is well taken by Griggs, not Greggs. That's Bakes. Bakes likes Greggs. As Rumble once again, a terror in midfield, picks up the ball on halfway. Cuts inside, just overruns it slightly, back to Fraser. Bit of a hospital pass for Fraser, does well, passes ball up to Scott Harris's feet. Midway inside the Leighton half, right touchline. Slough obviously looking to try and keep the ball a little bit better this first half. What was said at half-time in the changing rooms?
At the end of the day, basically, it was said that, the way we finished the game in the last 15 minutes, we were in more control, we looked after the ball. And I think the lads are coming out and displaying that already in the first few minutes.
There's more quality in these first 2.5 minutes of this second half than in most of the second half. Just as I say that, Jamie McClurg was a simple ball. We'll say it bobbled.
It bobbled,
just ran over his foot, and it's now a throw into Leighton, deep inside their own half, which their left back, not Bishop, Bowie will take, looking to throw it up the line. And Rumble, free header into Smith. Smith heads it down to McClurg, takes it back, edge of the box. Tries to play it into Hatchett across the edge of the box to Short on the edge of the box with many players around him, and just nicked off him by Bush, but only as far as
Linesman's got his flag up. I don't know what he's in there.
Offside.
No, it's an offside.
It's an offside. Thank you very much for your extra set of eyes. We're on the opposite side for the cameraman, for those of you who may watch the video at some other stage, so we are watching. Everything looks back to front for us. There doesn't appear to be a huge Leighton following looking down to that left-hand end.
No, I don't even think
I think there might
one
be
man
three.
and his
Are those
dog.
three? Are those people walking around down there?
I think they're actually substitutes.
The high visibility Leighton substitutes are warming up, all three of them. One with very long dreadlocks. It'd be interesting to see how quickly they make some changes as the ball's just bobbling around almost directly under the camera on the far side, as Leighton seem to be intent, but it breaks now and Slough will have the opportunity to come through as the ball's played across by McClurg to Johnny Dyer outright, flicks the ball through towards Ed Smith, but cut out well. But McClurg gets the ball, wins a free kick.
Naughty, Mr. Bishop.
Bishop is your favourite player at the moment.
Well,
isn't
at the moment, I think that's slightly light there. He's caught Clergy. Clergy's not a cheat on the football pitch. He don't go down easy. He's definitely caught him there. I think Bishop, if he keeps on like this, he's going to find himself in the book.
Yeah, there wasn't any bookings in the first half, which kind of surprised me a little bit. There was a little bit of afters at one point with Ed.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stamping. There's a few little naughty tackles going in there. I think the refs needs to get his angles a little bit better. Maybe his positioning. So
Slough have a free kick, which is going to give them an opportunity to shoot a goal. I would say it's 25, 30 yards out, left-hand edge of the D, with George Short stood over it at the moment.
I think if George hits this and it's a target, I think we can see a goal here. He's got a great strike, the lad. Goalkeeper's positioning, he's not quite central.
low bobbling effort under the wall, which went all the way through. Well followed up by Johnny Dyer, but held well by Gregson. Now Leighton have the opportunity just to bring it away, but once again Rumbold having a very strong game, tirelessly working himself with McClurg well in midfield. George Short picks up the ball, flicks the ball towards Scott Harris, but ball didn't come through. Harris may have needed to go to the ball there a little bit more, but Parsons underneath it as well. Very solid at the back. Parsons been impressed since he joined.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Jake he's a quality player. Ryan, sorry. Yeah, good player. Great left foot. Reads the game well. Got a nice ping on him, and does everything very well. Basics very, very well.
For some reason, my watch has stopped, which is not great. What time do you make it? As Leighton are attacking into the edge of the Slough box, there's fire back for a shot. It just bobbled. It clipped off, I think, a Slough player, so it clipped off the back of Rumble.
It's gone for a corner. It's gone for a corner.
A corner. So I think we've played about 6 minutes, although the watch fell on the floor. It's not going very well today, to be honest. As yet.
You're a bit of a disaster, aren't you?
I'm having one today.
Is this pretty much why you're in on your own most weeks?
Yeah, I'm not let out. Open the door. Let the noise come in.
Yeah,
as long as it's not too cold for you.
No, I'm
hopefully
fine.
we might get a bit more atmosphere in here. It's quiet in this box of ours. There's a low corner comes in towards the edge of the box, and underneath, as George seemed to contact with one of the Leighton players, the ball's still not clear. Who's
overhit that? That's going out. That's going out. That's
and
gone.
The ball's gone out on the far side for a goal kick to Slough. So with the youth players, how have you been getting on this season?
We've been doing okay. A little bit mixed. I mean, we've lost a couple of games, but not by big results, and not through bad performances. I mean, the thing is, we got a very young side that we're trying to give as much gameplay to as many players as we can. But yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed. I mean, we've got young Matty Bonnet, who's actually played for the first team in the League Cup. The lad's 16. I mean, that sort of says it all. Keeper, big position. We've got Seb Costello. He's played a few times for the first team in League and Cup. And we got young Aaron Collymore from the academy, who's been on the bench. So, as far as the youngsters are going, we keep working hard with them. They're worth investing in, and hopefully one day we will see a few more of those being involved with the first team.
And it is good to see that, particularly in the League Cup run, where Seb was getting a lot of game time. He was really impressing. I know he's been getting some experience of men's football up at Badshot Lee. The ball's just come back into play. There was a couple of substitutions there. First one made by Slough, with George Short being replaced by Steve Duff. So Steve Duff being given his Slough debut on the left-hand side. He'll come in and have a go. And Leighton also removed goal scorer Kieran Doherty to be replaced by Gareth Chendlick. They now have an attacking throw down in the far left-hand corner as we look, the Slough right-back position, and it looks like they're lining up a long throw here.
Yeah, I don't think it's the guy that had the torpedo throw from the first half.
It's more of a lofted
It's
effort
more of a lofted throw, that guy, yeah.
In towards the far, and Rumbold seems to be everywhere again, wins the header, and now the Leighton retreating back towards their own goal, passing all the way back towards their goalkeeper, who's 10 yards outside the box. Dodgy pass, and there's a bit of remonstration there between Plowright and the keeper, saying, why on earth, perhaps using a bit more freak language, why on earth did you give me that ball back there?
Yeah, he didn't look very happy, did he? He looked very unnervy the way when he went to strike the ball.
And a long, hopeless ball played there forward by Booley, and it's out for a Slough throw. We have played about 10 minutes of the second half here, and it remains Slough Town 2, Leighton Town 1. Leighton took an early lead after 11 minutes, but Slough coming back in the last 10 minutes of the first half with 2 quick goals. Hollis returns to the side, and his long throws are now taking aim, and he's got an opportunity to throw one in the box. What do you make of long throws?
When they're thrown in very straight and very direct, I think they can be very effective. Very effective.
Do you have anyone at your sort of age and level that can do it? Or
unfortunately not.
Would you like one? I
would love one, yes.
Hollis drives the ball in. It's up and in there. It's a real scrambling there. Comes off Woos, and I think that'll be a goal kick. As the fans behind the goal claim that it came off a Leighton head, but I think the referee got that right.
Yeah, I think he's got that spot on.
I don't think he's done too much wrong this afternoon as yet.
No, he's missed a couple of tackles early on in the first half, but apart from that, he's been doing okay.
As we're bathed in glorious sunshine here now at Holloway's, and it's a really fine afternoon for football. The pitch is a little bit hard and bobbly, isn't it? as referee didn't seem to want to play advantage there is Scott Harris. It's quite a tough job to hold on to Scott Harris, but Scott Harris was held up there, so we've got a free kick 15 yards inside the Leighton half, just right of centre, with McClurg stood over it. Lots of players making their way onto the far edge of the box, all grouping around the 18-yard box. We've got Smith up there, Harris, Clark and Woos at the far stick, making a nuisance of himself. Parsons drives the ball in, and the keeper comes a long way and collides with Harris, but the ball spills out here to the left, and Fraser putting pressure on the Leighton players, but a long clearance out and up towards Hollis, and the ball goes straight out, and Leighton really haven't started in this second half.
No, they seem to be rushing everything they're doing. The first touches aren't particularly good. They're looking to go long all the time. I think since we come out second half, Slough, we've been putting a lot of pressure on them, and they're not feeling as relaxed as they were in the first half out of the game.
And just progressing now down the right-hand touchline with a few Hollis long throws, and he's now going to have the opportunity again to throw it long into the box with Harris and JD interested. JD comes short. Johnny Dye gives it feet, and Guy Hollis tries to go round him. Delivers a low ball in. Scott Harris takes a touch in the box, but hooked just clear, I think, by Bishop. Falls out to Johnny Dye. Johnny Dye now with a man in close attention, and Hollis still on the far side. Will have another opportunity for a throw.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Guy's picked the ball up. Oh, he's gone short. It's been intercepted.
Ball's bobbling around in midfield with Ryan Parsons, a good strong header in it. The ball's not spending an awful lot of time on the grass at the moment, as the ball breaks down into the right wing position for Leighton on halfway. Cuts back inside and plays it to the right back. The right back clips a long ball forward, but there's no one underneath it. Woos has a free header, but falls to Bush in midfield. Bush outright to Bather. Bather inside.
I think Bush is the nephew of Kate.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not the nephew of Harry.
Well, I don't know.
As Ed Smith picks up the ball on the left, drives the ball across to Johnny Dyer, left hand edge of the box.
Handball!
Claims for handball. Rumbo then gets charged down. You can hear my co-commentator who's very excited by all this as ball gets knocked into the right hand corner. Hatchett after it. He's in pursuit by a big defender. It gets shoved out of the way in a minute.
Slap ball.
Does well to win a throw. But what did you make of that shot by Johnny Dyer?
I think he shanked it, if I'm honest, and it's come off the guy's arm. So, it'd have been a bit harsh if they had to give a penalty. But here we go again. Oh. Here we go. There's
Johnny
a goal.
Dyer, low shot. And
yes!
And there's a low
right
shot.
behind that. As soon as it left the boy's foot, that was going one way. Goal bound. Johnny Dyer, superb.
Got a little deflection on the way through.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It got a deflection just in front of the keeper. This fella, it looked to be going straight to the keeper's arms, and it just got a little tickle past him. He had no chance.
It's still a quality strike, though. Great.
It was a good strike.
Good strike, Johnny Dyer.
On the right-hand edge of the box, Johnny Dyer once again maintains his great scoring run, and it's now Slough 3, Leighton 1. So Johnny. As Johnny Dyer has made it 3-1 in the 58th minute. To continue his excellent scoring run. He's scored now, I believe it's 6 in 9 games. So he's on form at the moment. I think that's his 18th of the season in the league. So it's not a bad return considering he spent quite a lot of time out for his kidney. And I think now Slough will really try and push on the accelerator as they're deep in Leighton territory at the moment, with Scott Harris battling with their defenders and just using his shoulder a bit as the ball sails out. I think that's about number 4 out the ground for the today. But yeah, I personally I think there was a little deflection on that. I'm not sure we both picked up on that.
Yeah, no, I think you probably had a better view out of your window there, but I was right behind Johnny's right foot.
It was a great effort, a good connection, good strike, low from the right-hand edge of the 18-yard box through a group of players, and I think just in front of the goalkeeper.
Oh, Ed.
As the ball's come across long from Parsons on the left wing, all the way across, and Ed had a moment. It beat the defender who was in close attention, and Ed just shinned it out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he thought the defender was just going to get his head on it and head it out for a corner, maybe. He didn't believe for 1 minute he was just going to leave it.
And there's some other interesting scores coming in here. It looks like Barton might be trailing 2-0 to Potter's Bar, which would be a great result. Rugby have had a men sent off, so they're down to 10. And Northwood had a penalty save, so by Beaconsfield. So lots of the other results are...
referee, how many times?
And then got
stamped on.
Times? And there's a real ruckus here as Scott Harris looked like he got stamped on. And then he looked like he raised a foot as it's all kicking off here, just inside the right hand edge of the box, and the referee's going to have to take some action here because Scott Harris was infuriated there.
Yeah, I mean, the guys pulled him to the ground and then had the audacity to run over his back. I mean, you know, that's not sportsmanship. That's not sportsmanship.
And I'm thinking Mr. Waters is going to have to resort to cards now. McClure's coming over here. It's all happening very close, so we can see Captain Woos is coming in to have a little word with the referee, and Scott Harris is still really angry.
Yeah, I think, you know, the Leighton number 6 is trying to be a bit of a peacemaker there, but, you know, he sees what's gone on there. He knows he's run over Scott's back, and
Plowright did plough right through it.
It literally ploughed through him, yeah, ploughed.
It looked like there was a ball just to the right-hand edge of the Leighton box, was bouncing down, and Scott Harris managed to turn Plowright and then use his strength, but Plowright then run all the way down the back of him, and I believe it's going to be a booking for both. So 61 minutes played here at Holloway's, 3-1 Slough lead, and with a free kick just on the right-hand edge of the box, which could be dangerous.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's good to see the lads shaking each other's hands after there, you know, sort of getting on with the game, because that's what they're here to do.
Yes, and new signing Steve Duff, 15, with his left foot, is lining up. There's a two-man wall. It looks cross from this angle.
I think he's going to try and hit the target. Looking at his body language, I think he's going to try and stick it straight under the crossbar. I said, but I may be wrong. Let's just see what he does.
So it's level with the edge line of the 18-yard box on the right-hand edge. The two men in the
I think he's going to go for the
there.
back stick. He's going to go back stick.
Drove the ball long, flicked over and deflected over for a Slough corner. It was well whipped in there, though.
Yeah, he was going direct, like I say. You know, I mean, see how he's holding his body shape. He wasn't going to be floating that in.
And yes, now it looks like Duff's on corner duty, so they're just waiting for another ball to come in here. As everyone's bathing in sun over here, I might get a tan.
I've got my T-shirt on. It's absolutely lovely.
I know. I'm not quite as much of a man as Betsy, so I'm still rocking the shell suit. As the Slough fans find their voice here in the second half, the prepared move goes low corner in, sliced across the own box by the captain Silvestri, but only as far as Parsons, who plays the ball into Fraser, who then misplaces a pass inside his own half, and now Slough under pressure because Hollis and Fraser made a mess of that, and now Leighton have the opportunity to attack, running into the edge of the box, but Fraser makes good and clears the ball long towards Harris and Plowright. Every time that's now kicking off, I'm going to be interested to see you. I'm going to be watching that. Out to Clark, who's now on the right. Clark cuts inside, just over touches it, but wins the ball well and tries to pass the ball through to Johnny Dyer, who's now on the left, but it just under hit. But that was interesting. That's the first real sight we've had of Duff, and Duff seems to be doing well.
Well done, Sean.
Sean's racing down the right, but he's just overrun it.
He's overcooked it. Unlucky.
Do you think Slough need another goal now?
Oh, I think they will. I mean, I just think there's 1 or 2, possibly 3 goals to come in this game. I really do. I think if they get another one, I think another 2, 1 or 2 will follow after that. You know, I think Leighton are pretty much wobbling now.
Not many people may know, but you were an ex-Slough Town manager.
Yes. It was 2008. I was here as I'd done some coaching and worked with Darren Wilkinson, who is a great guy. He's over at Willstone now. Come in, just do a bit of coaching, help him out. Found myself an assistant manager, then a caretaker manager, then got the manager's job. It was for me. It was a short time, but it was a great time. It was a real honour to manage your local club. I mean, and Slough isn't just any club; it's a massive club with some great people around it.
There was just some warm applause there, as there was a thought that one of the Leighton players was going to be injured. So Rumbold quickly put the ball out of play, and the player got straight back up, wasn't injured, but then sportingly Leighton gave the ball back straight to Somerville so that play could resume with Slough in possession, and a long kick through by Somerville. Harris after it in the far right position, back to McClurg. McClurg now will have an opportunity to cross. Needs a little bit of support here, just holds the ball up, tossing and turning. Plays the ball short, but Rumbold comes in to give him a little bit of support. We'll play the ball out across the own pitch to Parsons, centre of the pitch. Plays the ball out towards Clark now. Duff now back on the left-hand side. deflected off, and Slough will have a throw. And we have played about 20 minutes of the second half.
We will actually try and get this watch of mine on a Twitter picture.
We've got to get his watch on. It is not so much a watch as a as if
Oh,
comes
Jamie
across from
Clerk.
Johnny Dyer, it looked like, and McClure coming in at the far post made a great connection. It just went to the far left of the post.
Yeah, just took a nasty little bobble and bobbled the other side, the wrong side of the post for us.
It was very close to being a Slough fourth goal, and what a difference half an hour makes in this game, because half an hour ago Slough was struggling a little
Oh,
bit.
definitely. First half hour, honestly, we were lazy. You know, we weren't doing our jobs properly. We weren't looking after the ball. Now all suddenly, you know, last 15 minutes of the first half, like I say, I thought we were superb. Looked after the ball, started playing as a unit. After the team talk at half time that Neil and John give, you know, it's being demonstrated here now this afternoon.
And so the ball is bobbling around in midfield. We are looking to hopefully get some more Slough play. There's again a player injured down, a Leighton player this time injured down in the ball, and we're getting gestures. We get gestures from the steward in his blue suede shoes. What does he want?
The steward's giving me some hassle actually.
Is he?
I think we need to find a new one.
What? I'm just curious about those shoes.
Are they Reebok Marnies?
But they're blue, and he's wearing black.
Oh, they're
jeans.
Adidas. Sorry.
There's not a lot going on. There's a player getting treated by the physio. Slough are going to make a second substitution here, with I believe goal scorer Scott Harris making way for what I would think will
Adam Cornell.
So this is good. What did you make of Scott Harris' work today?
I think Scott's been superb today. He does everything very well. Basically, up front here, the ball sticks to him. He's a strong lad, and as I say, with the goal he got, different gravy.
Yeah, and I think that's probably quite wise, seeing that he's got booked earlier on. So you don't want to risk that, do you?
I don't think so, no. And I think he's put a shift in.
That's fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Stewart,
Yes,
for coming and saying hello.
Thank you, Mark.
Could you tone your jacket down a bit in the future, please?
The steward just informed us that Barton are now 2-0 down.
We knew that.
Oh, there you go.
He doesn't tell us anything new.
He's old news.
He's very old news. He's old news and old-fashioned. Let's be honest with you. Yeah, rugby is still down to 10 men, as we've heard. Aylesbury United are now 1-1, and
Who are Aylesbury playing?
Aylesbury United are again. Look, it's just here in front of you.
Oh,
Look,
there
I've
you
got it all
go.
set up for you.
You're
Look,
a
Aylesbury
professional.
United versus Uxbridge. So that's 1-1.
Yep.
See, we're just training him. He might come in hopefully quite regularly and do a little bit of second half stint. Might even do a bit of whole game stint. We'll have to see how he goes. As the ball breaks through to Johnny Dyer, right edge of the box, heads it on towards Ed Smith. Ed Smith underneath it, chests it down outside the penalty box, back to Duff, and Duff duffed it over the bar.
Duff as done a duffer.
Done as duffed it, done as da. Just loads of D's.
Da.
We don't normally get some singing, but you never know. If we score enough, Betsy might break into some karaoke. Please let us know what you think of him. He's a bit Marmite sometimes, and he could do with a shave. And also, he looks like he's been crying today. What's that all about?
No, basically, I had a virus last week, and I went out last night for a meal, and my granddaughter, who is 18 months old, decided to pull a load of different things over in the Indian restaurant.
Okay.
I believe they were like a little aniseed seed sort of dish that you have at the end of your meal. I literally cleaned the table with my hands, rubbed my hands together, and found myself rubbing my eyes later on in the evening. And I actually look like the guy now off of Shallow Hal when he had all the Vaseline around his eyes, and they are actually quite sore.
Apparently, I'm getting some feedback on the old chat board that you are very loud and you're funny. I'm not sure I agree. Well, the loudness I can probably agree with. I'll turn you down a touch, but at least you're speaking to the right bit of the microphone. We had a bit of a practice earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah, and I was told to speak very, very directly into it.
So, yeah, he's not eating it just as yet, but he is doing it. Are you looking forward to tour?
Yes, we're going away in June, so I'm very much looking forward to the tour. I think it'll be myself, John, Neil, Trent, and just speaking to Ben Ed earlier, I think we're probably going to be the puppers of the trip.
Are you going in a consultative role and just to support the younger generation? Obviously, that's your interest.
To be honest with you, yeah, I'm hoping to actually behave like one of the younger lads myself.
As you just in play there, Rumbold had a shot from the edge of the box after some good interplay. The referee just gets in the way there, but Rumbold's shot bobbled in front of the keeper. Keeper managed to take it on the second attempt, but there seems to be Cornell is chasing down, and there'll now be a long throw to Slough on the right hand side, where Duff has come back onto the right. Johnny Dyer out on the left. Perhaps because of his gingerness, he likes the shade.
Yeah, he's probably starting to get a bit of a tan on there, actually, mate. If you look at Ed the cheater, I mean, he's slightly going that side as well. So, yeah, it could be a bit of a ginger thing going on there.
What is it with us having ginger strikers with slight facial hair issues?
I think they're probably cheaper. But anyway, we'll move on.
Barton are now 3-0 down as a long throw comes in from Hollis, but it's cleared at the near post. And Leighton will try and attack early with Woos behind the ball. Harris also... Oh, sorry, not Harris. Fraser making his way back, but Woos is now well in control there, and he's trying to see the ball out, but turns well inside, clips the ball out, and it'll be an attacking throw to Leighton down on the far side. Daventry have taken the lead at Chertsey. That's bad news. So Daventry now lead 1-0 with Howell the scorer. But that was to be expected, so it's not really the end of the world. Uxbridge, Aylesbury United 2-1 up at Uxbridge. Barn pull one back 3-1. It's like a video printer, this. It's all going on.
It's quality, and you're doing a great job, by the way.
Well, one's got to try sometimes. The shadows are just now lengthening along the pitch. Play down in the far left-hand corner. Long throw going into the Slough box. Woos underneath it. Somerville, big shout. Does very well to take the ball, because that player was significantly taller than him, but his arms are longer. In his little blue outfit with his big bum and his bright boots.
And his little chinky eyes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure you can say that, but you just did. So
apologies.
Yeah, he's got his little pineapple boots on. They're a bit dizzy, really. And it looks like Ed Smith's having a right old battle
Bishops, there. Yeah, the Bishop's is
bashing
battling with Ed, yeah.
And Ed's bashing the Bishop.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, I'm sure he will over the next sort of few minutes.
So I hope Trent, if you're listening, I hope you're having fun. Please give us a tweet, because we know you're there somewhere. You may not actually recollect this, and if you're in any way speaking like that last time we went out, which wasn't entirely coherent, then I'm not expecting you to be able to tweet. But we'll have to see what goes on. As Ryan Parsons says,
you probably can't tweet from the bushes looking for your ball. Sorry.
Oh no, he's on a stag apparently.
Oh, he's on a stag. He's not actually playing golf.
I don't know. I don't know. If he's playing golf. Well,
sorry, Trent. I tried to cover you there. I know you're out on the the wild beer.
I hope your ladies in your life are
exactly.
listening.
Yeah, I'm sure your wife's just heard that Trent has gone down like a lead brick. But
try and stay away from spearmint rhinos.
Yes, yeah, especially the honey pot. Well done.
And. Nothing really missed here as the ball's launched long and forward by Plowright, but Parsons, who's having a very strong game in left back position, wins the ball, and Duff goes and just helps it on its way up to the right. It's a bit messy again. Slough need to do this a bit more, but Rumbold once again charging forward, keen as ever, getting blocked off there, but he's not running out of legs, is he?
No, he's quality. His engine's brilliant, superb.
And once again, Smith links up with him, attacking into the right hand side. Ball falls at Cornell's feet, out left to Duff. Duff drives the ball across, but well defended, but it will fall to Ed Smith, edge of the box, takes it onto his left foot, flicks the ball through towards McClurg, but it's too much, and it'll roll harmlessly through to Griggs. They're overcomplicating it a little bit there, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. I think they're trying to be just a little too clever.
I'm gonna have a sit down for it. Would you like a cake bar at all? We got some cake bars there. They're brought in for us.
That's very nice. I think I'm going to put them in the shade for a little while because they feel a little bit loose.
Oh, we've had a tweet from a certain Trent. Come on, Rebels in a basement in Soho.
Here we go, Cornell.
Cornell went in with his tweet.
Well.
We had a little tweet from Trenty, loving the fact that you're in a basement in Soho, loving every minute. I'm guessing that's what he meant. He said living every minute, which hopefully he will do, because we don't want anything else to happen to you, Trentos. But you are a radio star. For those of you who don't know Trent, he's just not very good at sitting down, really, is he?
No, he does like to jump up and down.
He likes to fall. He likes to stand on balls, as the ball's driven out right here to Johnny Dyer on halfway, back to his best friend in the squad, to McClurg. McClurg out towards Fraser. Fraser does just enough, and we're going to get the ball. Oh, we got the ball then, didn't we?
You nearly chested that one. It was that close.
I was ready. It was just. Do you remember that flick? Where was that? I did that great flick. Was that down
at Chertsey?
Oh, was it?
It was Chertsey, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it might be. I thought it might be. No, was it St Ives?
St Ives, yeah, no.
That was quality.
No, you went in goal at Chertsey.
I couldn't stand up at Chertsey.
That's right. You were sliding everywhere. It was hilarious.
It was great. It was in these shoes. Look, have you seen how dirty they are? We might need to get a shot of those. I might do that.
I think that's a bit of a club.
The game. I'm going to try and get some photos.
That's a club fine. Club fine.
It's normally.
Yeah, and Cornell's on the corner now.
Which corner?
The right corner. No, the ball's come out to Joe McClurg. Ball's gone out wide left.
Duff.
Oh, Duff's
Duffed it.
did one too many touches.
How many times do you reckon we can say Duff's duffed it in a game?
I think we could do Duff, Duffer.
Show me your watch.
The watch is just there. Is that okay?
Let's give that a go.
It's the ball's out on the left-hand side.
He's got quite a small wrist. So
coming to
relative to his body, he's like doing some sort of salute there. But anyway.
Oh, here we go. Oh yes, and it's another goal.
And who's
Johnny Dyer?
Johnny Dyer gets his
Johnny
second
Dyer. Sorry about my commentating there. I was getting caught out with the watch. Still watching the game. There's a great ball coming from Ryan Parsons,
and
bounced up into the 6-yard box, and there was the on form Johnny Dyer just to tow it over the line.
So now he'll be hungry for a hat trick, Johnny Dyer, won't he?
Yeah, I think he should be hungry for a shave as well.
He might do. Maybe that's it. We'll just have a look at shoes as well. I know it's all going a bit off tangent here, but hopefully it's fine. But that makes it Slough Town 4, Leighton Town 1, and that should be comfortable, shouldn't it? Now?
Yeah, I still think there's another one or two goals possibly in this game. I hope we don't take off the gas.
I think with the players playing, and particularly this being Rumbold's last moment, as an immediately a ball goes through to the far right, and Leighton driving a decent-looking cross, but Somerville alert to it, and quickly Johnny Dyer wants the ball out to the right. He's screaming for it, but Somerville's just slowing it down a little bit, and just consolidating it a little bit, which I think is all that's necessary. Slough have made 2 substitutions. They've brought on Cornell for the goal scorer Scott Harris, and then they've also replaced George Short with the debutant Steve Duff, who's making a bit of an impact, isn't he? He's doing all right.
Definitely. I mean, the lad's got a good left foot. He looks a fit lad. I believe he's a fitness instructor. So yeah, I mean, he looks very tanned and all. I heard he's just come back from Egypt.
Yeah, he's a personal trainer. He used to play for Chelsea.
Oh, Johnny's just taken one in the face
Johnny
there.
just
Ref's
wore
missed
one.
it.
It was bobbled off the ball. It was the ball in this face.
Was it really?
Yeah,
I thought that foot was very high.
Yeah, the foot was high, but I think the ball bobbled up and smacked him on the face. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some ball.
Well, I've probably got about 30, 40 Slough supporters to my left, and a few of them are insinuating that he has been kicked in the face.
Okay. Keeper from Leighton clears it long. Rumbold once again. He's been everywhere. Would he be one of your strong performers of the day?
Oh, he's been absolutely superb. I mean, it's his last game. The lad's gone out and run his chest out. He's put a great shift in.
He's working hard. Just as Mark pauses for breath, the ball's played out by Rumbold, who's everywhere, to the right-hand corner with Fraser. Chips the ball forward towards Cornell, but just over him in length. But Johnny Dyer comes and wins the second ball. Rumbold once again on the ball, just on halfway. Takes a moment. Really long shadows now. Looks for the ball, and Fraser's making his way into right position. Picks up the ball well with right position. Cuts inside. Drives across towards the far post, but just over Ed Smith. But McClurg hasn't given it up. Crosses it back to Duff. Oh, that looked like a cheeky tackle in there on Duff, and Duff wasn't very happy. But he's come back strongly. Won the ball back to Parsons. Midway inside the Leighton half. Cross the field to Rumbold. Rumbold will come out to Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer being closed down immediately. Ball at his feet. Low ball into Cornell, who dummies it round the corner. Smith was reading it, but unfortunately Plowright stood up to it, wise to it, and blocked that off. But good play here from Slough.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good stuff. Just going back to Rumbold, I was talking to him for the game, and obviously he's going back to the States, but hoping to come back next year to Slough, which is great to hear.
Ball out right now in the Leighton half, quite deep on here, and there's going to be some more activity, I think, on the bench there. It looks like the final substitution for Slough is going to be made with Ed Smith making way and going to be replaced by Gareth Risbridger. So Riz is going to get his debut here, as Ed's done a hard shift today, managed again not to get booked, and the fans are giving him quite a warm send-off here. So
Coming on number 12, Gareth Risbridger, replacing number 9, Ed Smith. Number 12, Gareth Risbridger, replacing number 9, Ed Smith.
So I make that in about the 78th minute. Ed Smith lasting 78 minutes, again not getting booked, so he's only got to go through 2 more games, go through North Greenford on Tuesday and Royston next week without a booking to avoid a ban.
That'd be very good. That'd be good for us.
So he's kept his distance well as the tall, lanky Risbridger makes his way onto the pitch, and I suspect that he's going to come into midfield and allow Johnny Dyer to now play up front with Cornell, as Dyer combines now well with Fraser out on the right. Ball comes in towards the edge of the box. Cornell flicks the ball over, but unfortunately only as far as Griggs. And Griggs will pick up the ball and look to dispatch it quickly upfield to the right channel, where Parsons has to make way because he's caught out behind the wrong side of the ball, but gets back quickly. And who's there battling around but Rumble once again as the balls comes through. And now on the far left-hand side, Leighton have the opportunity to attack. They're cutting the ball in and a scuff shot through to Somerville, who gets everything behind it, and the danger is averted. And poor old Mark's having a right old coughing fit. I think he's got stage fright. He's having so much fun here that he can't work out what's going on. So now we are deep into the second half here. We have played 35 minutes of the second half. We have 10 minutes left, and it remains Leighton Town trailing 4-1. Ed Smith's now off the pitch. We've had a brace from Johnny Dyer. We've had a goal from Scott Harris, and and also Dave Woosley. And Don Masala is making way for Leighton Town to be replaced by Craig Masiri with 10 minutes left. So they're making their changes quick and fast. They've got one more to make after this, but I think Leighton have put up a fair battle, haven't they?
Yeah, I think, they started well. Like I say, going back to the first half again, the first half hour of the game, we just give them too much time and respect, really. I mean, it was just, but like I say, last 15 minutes of the first half and now this second half performance, I mean, this is the Slough of what we know.
Yeah, and Slough are playing a lot better football now. Risbridger on the ball, having won a few touches. Nice little ball, tried to dink it through to Rumble, but Rumble not quite on the same length, but breaks down to Fraser. Fraser, small touch through, but giving the ball away cheaply. Gives Leighton the opportunity, but McClure comes firing in. And McClure battles back well and wins the ball twice, and if not 3 times, and then just fouls the skipper, Silvestri. But there hasn't been really too many naughty challenges in the second half. It's kind of calmed down a little bit.
Second half's been a lot quieter than the first half.
And
I think since the referee's got his cards out,
yeah,
for Mr. Harris and the Leighton player. Yeah,
it's Plowright who just took the free kick long up in the direction, but Rumble and flicked on, but Hollis comes across to avert the danger. It'll be an attacking throw in to Leighton, down deep in the Slough half on the left, which it looks like Fenimore is going to take. But no, they're leaving it for a long throw to be taken, I believe, by Hassan from the left-hand edge of the box, and they're sending in a lot of the big boys of Slough in their amber shirts, just in the sun, just making their way. But it looks like Hollis is injured. It looks like Hollis is broken down, and I hope this isn't a reoccurrence of his knee injury. Slough have used all 3 of their substitutes, and it doesn't look good. What do you think, Mark?
He's not actually moving. He's holding his knee.
Which was what was the problem, wasn't it?
Yeah, he looks very uncomfortable. Kevin McGoldrick's just saying to him now.
And the players were very quick to get him onto the pitch, so this is a little bit of a worry now.
Yeah.
In his first match back for Slough from his injury, which ruled him out just before Christmas. So this is his first match for Slough in 2014, and it seemed innocuous. I didn't see what happened at all there, really.
No, maybe he went over on it awkwardly.
But he's just lying down flat on the floor. So it may be that Slough may be down to 10 players, not through any ill discipline, but more through unfortunate injury. But Hollis is now sitting up with Kev at his feet, and Kev's just treating him, having a little bit of a stretch and move. But I don't think guys are taught to just take a seat for no reason.
No, he's a strong lad. He wouldn't just go down. I think he's had a great game today as well, considering his first game back.
Daventry have now scored a second at Chertsey, so they're 2-0 down, so that's 3 points for them. I'll try and have a look at what other scores are going on today.
That's good news, guys. Up. He's walking. He's just going to go off to the side of the pitch. Sorry, I'll let you carry on with the results.
No, that's fine. You crack on, because it's going to be now a long throw in from the left-hand corner as Guy walks gingerly off the pitch. There's going to be a long throw into the box for Leighton, down in the far left-hand corner. Ball comes in, chested very hard back towards the thrower. The thrower is going to have an opportunity to drive the long ball forward in underneath Somerville, who punches well out to the left-hand edge, and McClurg now comes away with the ball at his feet in the shadows. It's dark over there. Turns, keeps the ball, plays it short to Johnny Dye, has it back. Long clearance by Parsons up the left wing towards Cornell, who's getting climbed all over. But now Duff, the most attacking player forward, almost catches Plowright out. So very tight there at the back. But Leighton come away with the ball, and it's now cleared long and out the ground under no real pressure. Unfortunately, I think they're just lacking a little bit of quality there.
Yeah, like I say, I think they've gone now. I mean, second half they come out. We've got the other quick goal, and now they're just quite happy to clear their lines.
Kettering are drawing 1-1 with Chalfont, so that may be 2 points dropped. Let's see how this progresses. Cornell flicks the ball on, as does ball by Plowright. Mark's certainly calling for it, but the game's a little bit more open now as there's some tired legs out there. Guy Hollis is back on the pitch and seems to be moving okay, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, which is good to see.
As Riz closes down the ball, chips the ball through to Cornell, who controls it well in midfield. Over to McClurg, midway inside the Leighton half, out left to Duff. Duff with Parsons overlapping. Parsons takes a touch, crosses the ball towards fast tip, but it's overhit.
It's a little bit too much on it.
And out for
a goal kick.
Goal kick, which Slough are still pushing forward, though. It's good to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. They were told that, under no circumstances do we take our foot off the gas second half.
And so Slough are really continuing to push the envelope here and trying to increase this 4-1 lead. So
how many people have we actually got listening this afternoon? Do we know?
3, I reckon.
3, that's quite nice.
No, probably more than that. Well, judging by the fact you've probably got a fan club by now, particularly for your watch. If anyone goes on Twitter, please have a look at MyFC Rebels Radio and have a look at the giant watch. Does your left bicep, is it much bigger than your right?
Yes, it's slightly bigger than the right now, yeah.
As the ball's thrown up by Woos, flicked on by Dyer, but it's harmlessly out. The game's just kind of petering out a little bit here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, I thought we'd see one more goal. I mean, it seems to be, like you say, the energy levels are going now. I think we're settling that we've won the game convincingly and well. But I still think there could be one more in it, one more in it.
I think there could easily be one more. It's now we have played 86 minutes of the match. Johnny Dyer just got the ricocheted in a very gentle area.
Yeah, it's.
I'll let you go and put the ice cubes in there.
I think the short and curlies is probably or the meat and two veg of the old traditional English fashion.
Northwood trail at home 1-0 to Beaconsfield, so that will dent Northwood's ambitions of putting a bit of pressure on and trying to win a playoff position. Kettering still a 1-1 with Chalfont St Peters, so plenty of other games going the way of the Rebels this afternoon. Hopefully they may be able to make some ground up. North Greenford 0, St Ives 3. So where Slough travel on Tuesday evening, unfortunately Rebels radios won't be able to be there because there isn't broadcast facilities, but hopefully a further 3 points to add to today's 3 points, with Slough winning at the moment 3-1. Long ball hooked forward in the direction of Cornell, but headed in. Cornell saved
great
save,
goalie. He didn't know a lot about that.
Poor header back there by the right back Bather set Cornell in, and Cornell from literally 2 yards.
Yeah, I think that was the goal that I was promising, but unlucky there. It's a good save by the keeper. He doesn't know a lot about it.
He still looks a slight bit dazed.
I think he's still
about 12 yards out, smacked him in the face.
I think he's still looking for the tip of his nose.
And Hollis looks to be travelling quite freely there as he's come across quite well, quite quickly, and knocked the ball out for a Leighton throw. Midway inside the Slough half, down on the left-hand end, we have played 43 minutes of this second half. It remains Slough Town 4, Leighton Town 1. The goal scorers for Slough Town opened up by Scott Harris in the 40th minute. Dave Wu scored on the brink of half-time to give Slough a 2-1 lead at half-time, and then Johnny Dyers had a brace in the second half with goals in the 58th and 75th minute.
There's our friend again in the Christmas jumper.
Okay.
Is he going to say hello?
I'm not sure he'll say hello to you, especially if he's been listening.
Yeah.
As a long ball's played forward and Somerville comes out towards the edge of his box, does well, collects the ball up quite quickly and easily, and is now looking to slow it down. The linesman in front of us is covering his eyes as we enter the last few minutes of normal time in this game. Slough leading and set to get 3 points, which hopefully will maintain their, which potentially means they may go above Daventry. Oh, sorry, no, they won't go above Daventry because Daventry are leading. So
yeah, they're going
to stay in fourth at this rate. Ball bobbling around in midfield, and Slough still looking to go forward as the ball breaks to Duff on the left-hand edge of the box. He's running. He's
overcooked it. But yeah, he's just overcooked it.
Just overcooked it, unfortunately, and so it trailed away, and his cross just slightly sliced out in front of the goalkeeper. So it's a goal kick to Griggs, and Griggs is in a hurry to take this as Leighton still want to press and maintain some respect in this game as the ball's taken forward and Rumbold again in there. Who do you think's been your best player on the park today?
Lee Rumbold, I mean, he's been superb. I mean, Jamie Clergy, he's put a great shift in as well, you know. I mean, Johnny Dyer, I mean, he played right on the right side of midfield.
I don't think there's been many poor performances after that
No,
first
there
half
hasn't.
hour.
You know, you look at Guy's come back. You know, he's had a great game.
Parsons been strong, Fraser's
yeah,
been strong.
Woos. I mean, the back four, you know, Jake hasn't had a great deal to do apart from pick the ball out the back of the net for that one goal.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, it's a great team performance.
And Hayes are winning at Royston, so Royston really not having a good run of it at the moment. They're trailing at AFC Hayes 2-1, so that could be very useful for Slough towards the end of the season. As Slough down in the far left-hand corner in the Daventry half with Parsons on the ball. Parsons right foot across towards the far post.
On the volley,
Headed away.
Clerk.
McClurg has a volley.
Oh,
and the keeper scampering across to his
yeah.
right-hand side. Didn't really get a full connection on it.
No,
Threw
but it was going
goal.
goal-bound.
And Griggs clears the ball long up to halfway. But once again, I think your man of the match, Rumbold's holding onto that ball, getting fouled left, right and centre, just doing enough and winning the throw-in, which he now wants to take quickly. Even now he's trying to take it quickly. He throws the ball long. His enthusiasm endless.
Unbelievable.
It's
I mean,
like a Duracell bunny.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, if he goes out tonight, I mean, I'll be amazed. The guy's energy levels are superb.
I want whatever he has for breakfast. I think at this rate.
I'd have some as well if it makes your hair grow.
And I found out that the goal scorer at Hayes was ex-Slough player Mendy, Tony Mendy.
Tony Mendy, well done, Tony.
Who earlier in the season he's done us a favour. We've got to go to Hayes in a few weeks' time, so it'll be interesting to see what Mendy's motivation is, as it looks now like Johnny Dyer's just down injured on the halfway line in the shadows just in front of the goal now. The sun is still beating down here. It's a beautiful afternoon, still a bit dry and dusty for Mark, who's still got a tickly cough going on, but I'm very grateful for him to coming in here. Hopefully he's added some value to all you people who are tuning in and listening wherever you are. As ever, please contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio. Send us a message on the chat board or listen to us later on. It's all good, and hopefully we add some service as some of the dads of the squad are just making their way back towards the tunnel to go and cheer their boys home and off the pitch as Parsons lines up the free kick just inside the Leighton half on the far side into the edge of the box. Cornell getting pushed, getting bumped, but once again Rumbold wins the ball back and is now challenging as the ball's driven out of play by the Leighton player, and it's a throw-in. It's petering out. There's no real danger here. I can't see there being another goal.
No, I think that's it now. I think it's job done, shot up.
We're in about the 47th, 48th minute.
Our whole bench is up now, so I think they're preparing to
see it out.
to see it out, yeah.
As Leighton drive the ball forward from the right-back position, but Woos underneath it, strong as ever. Rumbold tries to get on it, but McClurg takes a little touch, 30 yards from goal. Risbridger, a gorgeous ball out left to Duff. Duff attacking round the left stick. Drives the ball across. Keeper saves it well. Ball bobbling around in the area. Doesn't quite fall for a Slough player, but Risbridger comes out well and has made a good impression since he started doing the simple
I
things
mean, that
very,
was a
very
great
well.
ball out there.
And once again, picking up the ball just on the right hand side, but just loses out there. And ball given away now. And then a cynical foul there, I'd say, by Woos just on the halfway line as Slough were overplaying it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Parsons was guilty of giving the ball away, and I think Woos will now get booked for that.
Yeah, he's been booked, yeah.
And that was Woos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So deep in the 92nd, 93rd minute of the game, Dave Woozy picks up his booking to go with his goal. So kind of an average afternoon for Woos, a goal and a booking.
Yeah, I think it's quite a quiet afternoon for him.
He hasn't had to do too much there, has he? So there's a free kick to Leighton on the far side in front of the dugouts. Drilled long into the box. Leighton trying to get consolation. Somerville comes out quite a long way, gets the ball, quickly rolls it out to our MOM, Lee Rumbold. Thank you very much for everything you've done for Team Rummy, apart from your personal play on your rather dodgy car. As McClure picks up the ball inside the half, and Cornell gets chopped down, and then it's the captain Silvestri's going to add into the booking. There's just a little bit of niggle coming in as players get a little bit tired. I think that's 4 bookings now for the game, with Woozy and the substituted Scott Harris getting substitute. But the ball's been played around. Just keep ball at the moment with Hollis taking a touch, slightly overplaying it here at the moment. McClure takes a touch to Risbridger. Risbridger just bobbles away from him, can't quite find Rumbold, but we're in the very depths of this game. The referee has just had a first look at his watch as the ball's out for a Leighton throw. deep into the Slough territory in the far left-hand side. What have you made of the game overall?
I'm great. I'm very happy with the performance. I think the lads, like I say, I keep going back to the first half. I mean, this has been 45 minutes of just sheer good football.
Kettering have dropped 2 points. Kettering full-time 1, Chalfont 1. Full-time, Chertsey 0, Daventry Town 2. So Daventry maintain their winning streak after they've lost a couple. And that is that.
Final whistle.
That is absolutely brilliant. Barton have lost 3-1, so Slough have made 3 points on Barton. Royston have lost 2-1, so Slough have made 3 points on Royston too. This has been a very good day.
Been a great day. Anyway, I can't thank you enough for inviting me in. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I think I'm going to do it again.
Good. Well, come on in, have a fun. I'm
going to jump over onto the pitch because I want to celebrate with the players, and it's been a great result.
Turn that off. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Yeah. Turn off your mic.
Bye-bye.
And go away. Cheers. Thanks ever so much, mate. I'll see you later. Yeah. So that is that. Thank you ever so much, Mark, for coming in. Hopefully, as he says, we'll have him coming in again. And the man of the match was awarded to Rumble. Full-time Slough 4, Leighton 1. Full-time Rugby 3, Egham 1. So Slough, Rugby and Daventry have all won out the top teams. We're waiting for a Dunstable result. Hayes have beaten Royston, so Royston have dropped to 3 points. Barton have dropped 3 points. So this is a great day for Slough. Slough move 4 points clear. Slough move 4 points clear of Barton. They progress to now 4 points clear of Royston and Kettering. 5 points clear of Kettering. 5 points clear of Royston, 4 points clear of Kettering. I'll sort it out. It's all getting a bit much, to be honest. I'm hoping that you have all enjoyed this. As I say, I don't think there's going to be an opportunity to celebrate and to provide commentary at the ground of North Greenford on Tuesday night, purely because of the facilities, but hopefully we will join you here next week for the Royston game. Meanwhile, there will be some interviews going on during the week, and I look forward to hearing any feedback that you've got. Apologies for the technical issues at the start of the game. Hopefully they didn't spoil it too much, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your time there, Trentos, on your stag do, and good night, and God bless to one and all.